think they had to
Almost
go.
not.
Yeah, they had to go for it, right? Okay, they brought in Aurora, so
Yes,
that's
sir.
a good one as well. So going through the portal, in case he gets blasted, he has the passive. They go in for Cloud 4. Innocent instead, but I'm more curious on what RSGMY is going to play with the jungler here. Is this a Paquito jungler? Or is this potentially...
Maybe Parrots.
Yeah, I agree. I think if RSGMY wants to just go to the lower brackets, they can play Paquito jungle, right? They can play whatever they want. This has to be a tank jungler.
But that's the thing, right? When Nogo has played jungle Roger before.
That's fair.
That's fair.
That's fair. I wouldn't put it past him, but I think this is probably going to be a really difficult game for Roger overall. You have the armor that you need, the Firaga armor that you somehow need to get rid of. You have Aurora and her passive.
Oh, they actually went for it.
Wow.
Wow.
Now they scale. I don't know. I don't think this is going to be an easy game for the Roger. I'm going to be perfectly honest. There's just too many layers. Unless, like, the most susceptible lane is Cram if he doesn't have Firaga armor, and Innocent if he doesn't have his Purified. But that's like a very situational cause.
Feels a little bit too greedy coming in from them, but what do you think, Naiso, about this draft?
This almost feels the same as the previous two drafts, and I think, again, when Gideon said, you know, this is kind of like an ego check, like, you know, we're just going to outplay you with this draft. I'm getting those vibes from this too, because even if you look at the lineup from SRG, you have so many things to work through. The armor, the passive from Aurora, more tankiness. There's a chip here. So I think with RSG's lineup, it's good for them if they can snowball early, but that's the best thing they could do here for this game 3.
Well, RSGMY have one last chance to keep themselves in this series. Gotta be a long journey as we head into the land of Dawn SRG against RSGMY. SRG on the blue side, RSGMY on the red.
Okay. This RSGMY starting things off, but use aggression invades right from the get-go.
This should be first blood, right?
Oh no, not
No,
20%!
actually, no.
No way. Get out. No.
He got the heal from his passive. Not even going to be anything for RSGMY.
Oh, that's a bit of a feels bad, but at least they get the flicker out, right? He doesn't get to walk away without paying the tax.
Oh, I'm surprised that right from the get-go, Yumes was willing to put it to the test, right? But this is a very, very good indication of, like, before 2 minutes, how much damage you are going to take when you're invading the jungle. Like, for Yumes, he's not going to get the passive to actually regenerate his health unless he doesn't get an attack. So if he's getting attacked all the time, his health is going to drop eventually, but still, I like that he's able to survive. Luckily for him, but it's sad for RSGMY not being able to capitalize on that.
Well, maybe it's not the worst thing in the world, right? Now that if Yume, it does deter Yumes from making another aggressive play, because now he doesn't have Flicker to get out of there as easily as he did previously.
Oh my god, look at how oppressive and annoying Yumes is right now. Like, 1 minute I'm here, 1 second I'm here, the next I'm just on the other side of the map. Like, he's in 3 different places already. Like, first one, right on the top side, force engagements, rotations. Second one, now bottom, harassing XP. And then next one, where is he gonna go?
Man, the whole point of Paquito is to threaten the Firaga armor break early on, and he has to recall and blow a flicker. So that lane is basically lost.
Look at Yumes at bottom lane. Like, he's just making sure that he can't play the game at all.
No, this lane is over.
He can't play. Repo just completely focused out. It's not shutting down Vinogo this game. It's just making sure Repo can't play the game.
I mean, Cram, he played this lane really, really well, right? I mean, they're not going to get anything off of this. They're just zoning them out from that from the Tri-Brush. Oh, wait, the collapse.
They're gonna try. Firaga armor is gonna be broken. 2 low members on the side of SRG, but unfortunately, Vinogo does not get to move at all. It is a privilege denied by SRG. First blood for the guys.
Hey, Stormy, calm down. He knows Rippo doesn't have Flicker, but still, you don't want to lose that passive so early on. Speaking of which, on the opposite side...
Well, you say that. Stormy now to lose his passive, but picks up Rippo in the process.
Oh, he survives? No.
And Stone had to Flicker for that, but it's really worth it though. Has the ultimate right now. So guys, level 5, it should be an easy hurdle secured by Cram. RSG still wants more. Vinogo back in the frame.
No
but look, guys, and Yume's just too strong. RSGMY dropping the ball before the game even began. 4 kills for SRG.
No.
My goodness here. Like, Storm, he's just trying his best here. Even the purple buff is getting invaded here. Great reset coming from Storm. It's going to buy a little bit more time to try and get Vinogo into position. But I feel like in that particular fight, it feels like Skies with the 3-man taunt saves Cram. Cram was able to just buy so much space, you know, even though it was a beautiful setup from Storm with the 3-man wall charge, but now another attempt comes in.
Man, they were just waiting for Vinogo to go for the Lycan Pounce. Sure, they get Stormy, But the NetherRealm is already gone, so guys, a bit out of position this time, getting jumped on, but no-go wants the kill stunned up by Yunes, but still collects the guys. And maybe this is SRG overstepping a little bit. It's gonna be Ripple deliver a double kill. Cram shows up the last stand, he could not find the no-go, and now has to perhaps give up his life. RSGMY finding the bleeding spot and finding a couple.
Finally, some momentum coming back for the side of RSGMY. They're not only doing their chores, but they're also rotating accordingly. I do think that there was a bit of a mistake, though. Initially, Vinogo probably shouldn't have chain died there. He died the first time. Okay, he comes back to try and contest for the turtle one more time. That's where you call it quits, right? You may not be ultimate dependent, but I sure as hell think that 2 levels, or at least a level lead from the side of SRG is enough to deter you, that you need to clear up the rest of your jungle before you even think about it.
Yeah, and Izanami, you know, with his first NetherRealm here, made such a huge impact in a way where they were able to kind of buy time for the team. They were able to get a little bit of small victory, right? But I think now RGMY has a better footing compared to the first 2 games. They finally figured out a way to kind of make sure that both Vinogo and Lolios has somewhat of a farm. But SRG, they have to respect this now because they have been annoying. But this is not scaling them far ahead, like what you expect in game number 1 and game number 2. And in this next turtle clash, they have to be very careful on how they approach this. Maybe even bait out the Purifies as well as the NetherRealm coming from Izanami.
They did pull Yunes in with the Shadow Stampede. RSGMY might have to take this fight. Lolia trying to break the portal that this chip set down, but Innocent is going to show up with the Blazing Duet onto Vinogo. And of course, the last Sandy from Cram finds the finisher. Ripple in the back, does get rid of the chip. But the guys finds the big slam, and that is Lolia removed from the fight. RSGMY again losing members one by one. Storm forced to retreat, and Ripple left to his own devices. SRG still going for the chase. Undeterred, does not get the taunt.
Hey, wait.
Wait, it's not over yet. Stormy.
Wait.
Storm still wants it?
Stormy, what? He was able to survive that. What? Like, what?
What was that? What was that?
It's not done just yet. Vinogo wants this. Does not get the turtle. And he's gonna go down again.
What is happening?
Catastrophic if you're RSGMY.
Like, we were just at an absolute disbelief and like looking at Stormy. He was like 1 HP. Okay, he's sure to die. Storm went in, tried to make an attempt, and guess what? He got frozen instead. It just could not die.
Man.
And now RSG, they've been just throwing bodies one after another, and it's just giving free kills in the hands of SRG.
I don't know. I don't even know what to say, though. That was just weird. It just looked really uncomfortable. It felt like, I think, is it desperation? I can't even say that it's desperation. It just felt like they were fighting for the sake of fighting.
Man, I know I joked about them griefing, but this feels like RSGMY are reaching that point of beyond desperation. Losing Lolia again in the bottom side. NetherRealm used defensively, but you don't get anything out of it. SRG pedal to the metal at the tier 2 now. Guy's big slam. This one tickles a bit, but it's enough to send a message.
Yeah, Storm can take so much damage here. He just ate so many abilities in that short period of time. But SRG, they're not going to take their foot off of their throats just yet. They're slowly creeping in towards it. Now, we haven't seen the game gone past 11 minutes so far. And RSG, technically, all the games that they've won have pushed the 20-minute mark. The real question is that whether RSGMY can make it to at least 15 minutes.
Yeah, we talk about the Langar strategy coming from Malaysia, right? We've known Toda Langar to be that kind of situation, but in SRG's case, this is a perfect example of what Langar is. Like, Yumes hits you where you least expect it, and every single time they go for a single fight, you've seen now, Izanami isn't able to respond in time, and it's twice now, his NetherRealm hasn't been able to save someone, and now here comes the Langar again.
He's about to die for the 5th time. Changes form, again Izanami to escort him out. Selangor Giant uses all the AoE. Innocent survives the Blazing Duet. BMI and RSGMY loses 3 more in the process.
Oh boy. I can't wait to see the item list. I'm pretty sure Innocent already has a corrosive sight because that slow from Innocent really set things up for Stormy here. Golden Staff already purchased. He might have gone for a DHS into the Golden Staff, so I'm not 100% sure. But then again, it is 25,000.
This Aurora looks so good because of the fact that when you have a Faramis, everybody's going to be clumped up. And the amount of AoEs they bring to the table, right? They've got X-Borg, they've got this Aurora one-shot, they've got the Claude as well. Like, where does RSG get any place to breathe, because if they don't stand inside the Nether Realm, they're gonna be bursted down by the dives coming from the Fredrin, from the chips in general. But if they group up together, they're just gonna take so much damage.
Well, I mean, they shouldn't be taking these early engagements to begin with. I think that was RSG's major problem. They need to be more defensive against SRG, and that's why we saw in the draft itself that we saw the Edith, the Rafaela, for an example, getting banned out in that second phase to make sure that RSGMY not only doesn't have the sustainability, but they know that they want to be the aggressors from the side of SRG.
You know, one thing's really disgusting is that Yums is a roamer and he's got so much damage. His third damage output out the entire game here, and he's slowly crawling up.
Now you see an issue. You can't even break the Faraga armor of Cram. That is the biggest nightmare of any team going up against an Export. And not to mention SRG coming down this middle lane looking for a tier 2 with the Lord escorting bot wave.
Well, speaking of a Lord escorting wave here, like the collapse is about to happen as well. RSG and Lulio's just, they need more out of Lulio's, but can they buy time for him to actually deal some sort of damage? Because as of now, SRG, they just got so much to work with. Like, when we talk about winning early engagements, Chips has got you into this point. And now SRG is just looking to close out the game. So the question here is, can they do it? Because as of now, if they don't break this inhibitor now, there is a huge chance that RSGMY is going to bounce back.
And SRG just taking up as much space as humanly possible. So guys and Cram in the front, and that's the no-go. Having to force to go back to the fountain. Miniways coming in from all angles. Entropy used by Lolia to clear out the Lord, but that inhibitor should still go down. The wall not really trapping Stormy in place. SRG breaking the first structure of RSGMY's base.
Yep, this is the checkmate angle once again. I mean, compared to game number 2, SRG don't exactly have many to... Wait, hold on.
Wait, the guys went back to heal and they just dropped the portal to bring him back in tip-top condition to fight this. And that is Wild Charge used, purified by Innocent to get out. SRG, they can take this as slow as they want.
I mean, SRG, they've set up the checkmate angle, and ideally they would like to actually continue the siege against RSGMY considering their lead. But the problem is that they don't have the tools to do that as effectively,
Yeah,
right?
but this is good, right? Like, RSGMY wants to kind of buy time, right? Like, if they can hold out for a little bit longer here, Lulio's is going to be able to find a way to scale back. But again, SRG, they're getting a little bit oppressive. They're taking so much space, and what's really messed up about this is that SRG is just intentionally freezing all the minions on a side lane so that RSGMY doesn't get those kind of farms, which I think Lolio needs. They need to survive. They cannot afford to die, but they also need farm. It's just so difficult, but eventually they need to make a play somewhere.
I'm trying to look for that angle. Storm has to land some godlike wall charge and have Loliao with his Holy Crystal coming up. Two-shot everyone on SRG. Otherwise, I don't see RSGMY having a sizable chance.
Well, at this point, it's dependent on whether SELANGOR Red Giants make that blunder. Like, if we see Innocent stick around for too long and ends up dying, or doesn't use his Purify in time, that's when RSG is going to have a slight chance of bringing it back and equalizing that score. But as I mentioned before, it's checkmate angle for a reason. They're starving them out, maintaining a 10k gold lead. SRG is going to hit their item power spikes faster than RSG. They're basically a full item ahead, if not 2 at this point, 1.5 at a minimum. They're going to take the Lord, and they're going to push off of that next wave for the win.
Yunus was waiting for someone to show up top, and
Oh no.
best possible target. Loliao goes down, and SRG, they can go back to the Lord Pit. And Sakai's Innocent and Stormy to take that objective.
Talking about checkmate angle here, that's literally check once again coming from SELANGOR Red Giants. They were focusing down on the Lord. Very, very nicely done here. RSG, they have to make a desperation play right now. They have to kill either Cram or whoever. Wall charge comes in. Can they get out?
That's everything used. It's a 2 versus 4 and SRG coming out on top. Nether Realm expended. This is a siege angle for SRG. Izanami needs to get out. He's going to be stunned up by Yum. Still managing to escape, but at the cost of his own Purify.
What?
That was a 2v4 and SRG was winning. What? That is so much sustain, so much damage, and now with inhibitor crashing in as well. The Lord coming from the bottom side. This is checkmate, man.
It definitely is. SRG looking for the final blow. One more step into the grand finals, and they unleash their full force onto RSGMY. To RSGMY, SRG is an obstacle, but to SRG, RSGMY is just another stepping stone. SRG trio, they are grand finals bound.
They've done it!
Undefeated until the grand finals. They may have lost a game, but it's just a game. But SRG, the superior team, the superior force in MPL MY Season 13, they have done the impossible.
Well, I mean, it's a long, hard-fought victory for the side